Sixth question. This question, it is a less than cumulative frequency type. Yes, because in our syllabus, we have already spoken that we have a less than CF, cumulative frequency. The question number 6 shows the following data. Marks obtained and the number of students are there. Alright, so we have marks obtained, which is going to be on the like a class interval on the x-axis. It is less than 10. When I'm talking about less than 10 marks, if a student gets less than 10, obviously we'll make an interval from 0 to 10. The next is less than 20. I will bifurcate it from 10 to 20 because you can't say 0 to 20. Because for 0 to 10, students having marks from 0 to 10 are already, compiling this portion. They are already fitting in this area, this region. So obviously, if I'm talking about less than 20, it is going to be from 10 to 20. Less than 30, it goes on till less than 50. So this is going to be like a class interval of marks obtained. So less than 50, it shall terminate from 40 to 50. The cumulative frequency, that is the number of students as given. Alright, number of students are 8, 25, 38, 50 and 67. Now obviously, if you observe the data, check as we go down, as we go ahead, can I say it is always an increasing data? Now, whenever there is always going to be an increasing data, please make it sure that this column, this what I have written out here is not frequency. I am sorry. It is cumulative frequency. So, whenever the data is completely orderly in an increasing manner, it rises only rise. Then it is always and always cumulative frequency. But if we have 10 or 8, 25, 18, the rise and then the fall, then it will be frequency. So when increases continuously, it is cumulative frequency. Alright, so we have cumulative frequency. We have to draw an ogive. Very simple. For drawing an ogive, in order to draw an ogive, on the x-axis, we have marks obtained. It is starting from 0, so there is no need of that kink. So this is going to be 0. 2 centimeter is 10 units we can take. So if you happen to write down the scale, 2 centimeter is equal to 10 marks. This is going to be on the x-axis. On the y-axis, maximum is going up till 67. You can take again 2 centimeter is equal to 10 students. That is 10 units. (70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. This is the y-axis and this is the number of students. The first plot is always going to be from the upper limit. I have told you time and again. So it always is plotted with the upper limit. The ogives are plotted with the upper limit. So at 10, I'm going to plot 8. So at 10, the plot should be on the 8th line between 0 to 10. 20, it's going to be 25. 20, 25. 30, 38. 30, I'm going to plot 38, the 8th division between 30 and 40. 40, 50. 40, I'm going to plot a 50. 50, I'm going to plot a 67. Between 60 and 70, the 7th division. Join it using a straight line, 2 points at a time. And obviously, it cannot start or it cannot exist in the air, right? So the lower limit, the first lower limit always starts with 0. And you write down the coordinates. Yeah, this is going to be 10, 8. The next coordinate 20, 25, 30, 38, 40, 50, and 50, 67. And the first one is 0, 0. This is going to be your ogive. Yeah, this is going to be your ogive. Now, if you talk about the next question, right? The next question, I will say, I'm just writing the data of the next question. 7th one. It's given age in years less than and CF is given. So we have age in years and cumulative frequency, the less than type. In our syllabus, we only have less than. We don't have more than type. Less than means it is in an increasing order. That is from smaller to bigger. That is the ascending order. That's called less than type. The values are always going to increase. It's again less than 10. Less than 10 means from 0 to 10, 10 to 20. It goes on up till less than 70. Less than 70 means the last data is going to be from 60 to 70. Right. The values are as follows: 0, 17, 32, 37, 53, 58 and 65. What I do is I'm trying to draw the same 7th question in the same graph. So on the same graph, I'm trying to plot two sums, 6 and 7. You'll ask me, sir, why are you doing this? Are you trying to save space? No, why save time? Because it's again the same class interval. All you need to do is just add a 70. I'll be using the color differences to make it prominent between the two sums. Fine. And also, if you see the upper limit, the highest value is 65, which is obviously within 0 to 70. So my dimensions, my scale will remain exactly the same. 2 centimeter is going to be 10 years now. Instead of 10 marks, in the pink sum out here, it was 10 marks because we were speaking about marks and the number of students. Now, in the 7th sum, we are speaking about the age and the CF, right? Age and the CF. So out here, it's going to be just 10 years and this is going to be 10 units. Same dimensions, just the change of the words, right? The first plot is with 10, we have a 0. With 10, yeah, with 10, we have a 0. It's going to be plotted with orange. With 20, we have 17. With 20, we have 17. 30, we have 32. With 30, we have 32. With 40, we have 37. With 40, we have 37. With 50, we have 53. With 50, we have 53. And that's somewhere out here. With 60, we have 58 as a plot. With 60, we have 58. And with 60, it's done. With 70, we have 65. So you plot this. Alright, so this is going to be my ogive. You can do one thing, you can draw. Many schools say, join this like there is a smooth curve out here. Yeah, you can do it because ogive is nothing but a curve. But many schools, for an accurate answer, because in my next chapter called Central Measures of Tendency, our accurate answers will come only if a straight line exists between the 2 points. With a curve, there is going to be a slight variation, a difference in the correct answer. So, I prefer you join the 2 points using a free hand, not a scale, but a free hand, a straight line, 2 points at a time. However, do follow what your teacher and the moderators and what are the new rules persisting Okay, because every year some or the other changes in the rules and the regulations on how to write a paper comes on. So every year these small changes might be persistent. So do ask your teachers about that with the latest updates. As and when I get the updates, I shall intimate you all as well. So this, I'm not writing the coordinates, kindly do that by yourself. So this gives me an idea about two things. One is what we drew was a histogram, and second is an ogive, which is a curve, right? For ogive, focus. Always the plot should be with the upper limit. These are all upper limits, right? With this, go through these sums. We're going to jump with many more questions. One more question of this variety, the ogive. The question is, just construct a frequency table, a frequency distribution table. You don't have to draw an ogive, by the way, in this question. Construct a frequency distribution table for the following question. All right, the question number 8 is, first, marks less than is given. Okay, so can I say if marks are given, I can talk about cumulative CI, that is the continuous class interval. Marks means the center point. The marks are given to me as 0, it's going to be less than. It's less than 0. Now less than 0 does not persist. You can't have negative marks. It's not like a JEE mains paper for 12th standard, right? There is an exam in 12th called JEE where you can even get negative markings. But keeping it simple, in school section, yeah, you can't have less than 0. So you can neglect, you can cut that part out. So we have less than 10. When I'm talking about less than 10, it's from 0 to 10. It goes on up till less than 100. So you keep on doing this. It's a gap of 10. The class size is of 10. All right. Now I have been given the cumulative frequency. Fine. The cumulative frequency for a less than type, it's always going to be in an ascending order from smaller to bigger. It will rise, increase. So we have 7, 28, 54, 71, 84, 105, 147, 180, 196 and 200. This is your cumulative frequency. We need to prepare a frequency distribution table. That means we need to prepare the frequency. How to do that? First, trace down the element as it is, 7. Now, from CF to F, we do subtraction. Because I have taught you, from frequency to cumulative frequency, from F to CF, we have done sum number 5th, where the frequency, no, there was cumulative frequency given. One of the questions, 5th question was, frequency was given. We found out cumulative frequency by adding it cross. By adding cross, please go through that sum. But now we are going the other way around. From CF to F, we subtract upwards. We don't subtract cross. We subtract upwards. I'll tell you how. 28 minus 7. That makes it 21. 54 minus 28. That makes it 26. 71 minus 54. 17. 84 minus 71. 13. 105 minus 84. That means you are subtracting upwards. 21. 147 minus 105. That makes it 37 and 5, 42. 180 minus 147. 33. 196 minus 180. 200 minus 196. And that's the frequency table, the distribution for y'all. That's all is asked in the exam, in the question. You don't have to plot the OJI for this sum, not required, right? Let's go with the next question, the 9th question. All right, the 9th question out here is, the class marks are given. Again, the midpoint is given to you all, right? And the frequency is given. Nice question. Class marks means the midpoint. I have been told, I've been given the midpoint as 12.5, 17.5 and goes on. It goes on till 42.5. The first thing what you do is find the class interval, the continuous class interval. How do you do is, I have taught you this. We have done such a thing earlier. Whenever class marks means the midpoint is given, you take the average of them. You take, what do you take? You take the average. Let's see that. 12.5 plus 17.5 upon 2. The answer is going to be 30 upon 2, which is 15. Next average. Average of these two. 17.5 plus 22.5 upon 2. Now that makes it 40 upon 2. That makes it 20. That means, can I say that the class interval, the size is of 5. Out here, it's going to be up till 15. Out here, it is going to be up till 20. Obviously, now listen. The upper limit is 15. So, obviously, the lower limit of the next continuous class has to be 15. Check. 12.5, the upper limit, I'm getting it as 15. So, for the next class, the upper limit is 20. For the next class, the upper limit will be 25 because the gaps are of 5, 5, 5, 5. It's a continuous class. So if it ends at 15, it should begin at 15. Ends at 20, begin at 20. See how the pattern flows. Obvious. Between 50 to 20, the center region, the center point is 17.5. So can I say 17.5? Yes. It is a midpoint of 15 and 20. 22.5, yes, it's a central value of 20 and 25. Now you know it goes with a pattern. 25 to 30, 30 to 35, it goes on. It's a gap of 5. 40, 35, 30, 25, 20, 15, 10. So obviously 12.5 is a central region of 10 and 15. That's how I find out my continuous class interval, by taking average of at least 2 of them. The frequency given to me is 12, 17, 22, 27, 30, 21, 16. In the question, they are asking you, draw the histogram and the ogive for the following curves. Right. So first, what will we do is, we'll draw a histogram. Right. Let's draw a histogram for the following sum. The class interval starts from 10, not 0. So in the first box of 1 centimeter, we make a kink. The other box, we cut it loose, nothing to be done. Starts with 10, 20, 30, 15, it goes till 45. So 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. You can take 2 centimeter as 5 units. So 2 centimeter is equal to 5 units. This is going to be on the x-axis. On the y-axis, maximum is going up till 30. So again, you can take 4 centimeter also. Yeah, 2 centimeter as 4 units. So it's going to be 4, 8, 12, 16, 20, 24, 28, 32. Now this is going to be class interval or frequency, and this is going to be class interval, continuous class interval. The first thing is 12, between 10 to 15. 10 to 15, the answer is going to be 12. So there is going to be a building up till 12. The next is 17. Between 16 and 20, we have 18. And exactly between 16 and 18, we have 17. Somewhere out here. The next is 22. Between 20 and 24, we have 22. The next is 27. Between 24 and 28, we have 26. And between 26 and 28, we have 27. Right? The next is 30. Between 28 and 32, we have 30. The next building is 21. Between 20 and 24, we have 22, and then we have 21. And the last is 16. We have a direct 16 out here. So this is going to be my histogram. Fine with this. For the same sum, they are also asking me draw an ogive. So this is what I drew is histogram. For drawing an ogive, I cannot use frequency. I have to use cumulative frequency for an ogive. So definitely in the same diagram, sorry, I cannot draw an ogive. Yeah, there is something called as frequency polygon. It's not mentioned. But remember, to draw a frequency polygon, you join the midpoints of these buildings. Exactly the center midpoints of these buildings. And connect them with a scale. Okay, if you take a 50 out here, one more point between 45 and 50, and one point out here between 0 to 10, the central point. This what I drew in pink, we call it as the frequency polygon. So frequency polygon is nothing but the center point, the midpoint of the buildings. Buildings means the histogram. That's it. And we take one ahead and one behind to complete the frequency polygon, because you cannot have the frequency polygon in the air. So just go through this. For the same question, we are also going to look at the ogive. Talking about the same question, as I said, we are drawing right now an ogive. Now for an ogive, we need to plot the cumulative frequency. So first we'll have to find out the cumulative frequency. 12. 12 plus 17, you should write down. 12 plus 17, 29. 29 plus 22, 51. 51 plus 27, 78. 78 plus 30, 108. 108 plus 21, 129. Plus 16, 145. Alright. So I can take 10, 10, 10, 10. 2 centimeter as 10 units. Okay, it shall accommodate. And on the x-axis, it is 10 to 15. So obviously, there is going to be a kink in one of the boxes, and we start from 10. 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45. And out here, 2 centimeter has 10 units, or actually, it might not fit. So take 1 centimeter as 10, 2 centimeter as 20. So this is going to be 150, 140, 130, 120, 110, 100, 90, 80, 70, 60, 50, 40, 30, 20, 10, 0. So 1 centimeter is 10 units. So 2 centimeter is equal to 20 units on the y-axis. And on the x-axis, 2 centimeter is going to be equal to 5 units. So the first plot, it's always with the upper limit. What with 15 we have 12. With 15 we have 12. It's a very simple plot. With 20 we have 29. Just one digit lesser than 30. With 25 we have 51. With 30 we have 78. With 35 we have 108. With 40 we have 129. And with 45 we have 145. So you join 2 at a time. And with 10 it has to be 0. You can write down the coordinates by yourself. Very essential. And that is going to be CF on the y-axis and class interval continuous on the x-axis. So in order to draw an ogive, can I say we need a cumulative frequency? But in order to draw a histogram, we need frequency, not a cumulative frequency. Right, students? So for the same sum, we saw a histogram, a frequency polygon, and an ogive, all three of them. Go through this and we shall proceed with the last sum of our chapter.